Find the equation of a circle who has a centre of 2 minus 1, which touches the line 3x plus y equals 0, right? So the method I would use here is if you draw a line perpendicular to the tangent and it goes through, so it has to be at 90 degrees and it has to go through the centre of the circle, so roughly there. Okay? Does everybody see the blue line? If I get the equation of the blue line, what can I do then? If I find the equation of the blue line, what else am I able to find out then? I can find out the point where the blue line hits the black line. That has to be a point on the circle, okay, because it's a tangent, it only touches at one point. And then if I find the distance between this red dot and the centre of the circle, what would that tell me? It will tell me the radius. And then I can use x minus h squared, y minus k squared equals r squared, right? So looking at the blue line, the first thing I need to find out is its slope. Any ideas how to find out its slope? Generally I need 2 points on the blue line to find its slope, don't I? Do I have 2 points on the blue line? So that method is not in play. What about the black line? Can I get the slope of the black line? How do I get the slope of the black line? What? Get y on its own. And what is the slope of the black line? Slope of the black line is minus 3. Therefore, what must be the slope of the blue line? Huh? A third. Turn upside down, change the sign to give me a third, okay? Now, what do I do next to get the equation of the blue line? Evan? Equation of the line formula. And sub in your values, okay? And I should get y minus minus 1 is plus 1, a third x, and then what's a minus 2? Multiply it by 3, 3y plus 3 equals x minus 2, and then minus x plus 3y equals minus 5. Everybody okay with that? Charlie, what's my next part of this? How do I find the red point? Any idea? The perpendicular distance formula would find me the radius actually. But what? Yeah, it'd find me the radius, which is fair enough. But it wouldn't necessarily find me the red point. Any other ideas? The red point is where the two lines hit each other. How do you find the intersection of two lines? There you go. So, see this 3x plus y business here? So that's one of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this equation by 3. I think I'm going to get 10y equals 15, minus 15. And then I'm going to get y equals minus 1.5. Is that okay with you guys? Do you know what, Chaddy? Chaddy, your way was faster. Sorry, I'm wrong there. Chaddy's way was much faster. The perpendicular distance formula finds you the radius and then just throw it straight in. That's much faster. My bad, I'm really showing you a really slow way here. Yeah, that's my bad. Ugh, sorry. Not wrong, but it's overly complicated, so it's annoying. Alright. So 3x minus 1.5 equals 0, x equals 0.5. What could I do from there just out of interest? I could use the distance formula, couldn't I? And then I could find it that way. Now, I'm going to be honest, should have Shouldn't have even went there. Right, what I really should have done was this. I should have done the perpendicular distance formula right out the get-go and got the radius. My bad. So you could use the perpendicular distance formula. This would be a lot quicker. What's your A value? Your B value? C value? Your X1, Y1 value? So I don't know why I didn't think of that. 3 times 3 plus 1 times minus 1 plus 0 all over the square root of what? 3 squared minus 1 squared?
It's 3 2, or 3 3.
3 2, yeah, thank you. What do you get for the radius, Chaddy?
5 over root 10.
Yeah. And then, because we know the radius is 5 over root 10, because we know the radius is 5 over root 10, we can just lob into this formula here, can't we? What's your h and k value? So x minus 2 squared plus, and what happens when you square that? 25 over 10, which is 2.5. Right, so that'd be 2.5. Sorry about that, lads. 2 ways of doing it. Obviously, Chaddy's way is a lot faster, so do that way in the test. Right, my bad. Alright, move on to 13. Write down an equation of a line who contains the origin and whose slope is m. Okay. So that's the first part of your question. So how do you do that? And what point does it have to contain? And what does that mean about x1, y1? 0. So just simply y equals mx, isn't it? Hence find the equations of the tangents from the origin to this circle here, okay? So I don't know where the circle is. I'm just going to draw it anywhere for argument's sake. I suppose I could find the centre of the circle might help. Yeah, go on. I'll find the centre of the circle and the radius really quickly, just to explain what we're doing. Alright, what's the centre of the circle of this one? Okay, so what do we have as the g value? 2g equals minus 4, so g equals. Okay, and what about the f value? 2f equals minus 2, f equals minus 1. What's the centre of the circle? It's minus g minus f, so it's going to be 2, 1. Is 2, 1 alright for you guys? Alright, how do I find the radius? Minus c. And what's g squared? What's minus 2 squared? Yeah. And what's f squared? And what's take away c, which is? That's 1, isn't it? So a radius of 1. So look, so it turns out you can sort of do a small drawing in your head here. 2 across and 1 up, isn't it? And the radius is 1, so what does that mean? What does it mean if the radius is 1, lads? What do you think that means? Okay? Everybody agreed? Do you agree that the x-axis is a tangent? And do you agree that both lines have to come from the origin? Both lines have to cross through the origin, okay? We already know one of the answers. What's one of the answers? The line y equals 0. or the x-axis is one of the answers. Does everybody see that? So you know one of the answers already. It's the line y equals 0. So that's good way to get a good attempt. Now, anybody care to tell me what would be your next move here? Perpendicular distance formula, okay? Now, let's rearrange this equation here. See this line is the line y equals mx, but we might as well write it as mx minus 1y equals 0. Does everybody get that y equals mx is the same thing as mx minus y equals 0? It's just the formula rearranged, okay? Now, we're going to do the perpendicular distance formula. Okay, so what do you reckon we have here, lads? What's the d value? 1. Okay, d is 1. What's the a value? The b value. So remember, a value is what comes in front of x, b value is what comes in front of y, c value is 0, x1 and y1. What did we say it was earlier? 2, 1. Okay, fill out all of them and let's see what happens. Okay, so what do we get? ax1, so m times 2 minus 1 times 1 plus 0 all over the square root of what, lads? M squared plus minus 1 squared. Okay. 1 equals what? 2m minus 1 all over the square root of. Okay. Square both sides, what you get? Anybody? Yeah. So 1. And this is it's 2m minus 1 multiplied by another 2m minus 1, which is 4m squared minus 4m plus 1 all over m squared plus 1. Cross multiply up to m squared plus 1. Okay, lads, we're going to save time. For anybody who has it correct, will you just tell me what the answers were for the quadratic equation? Actually, it's quite easy. Did you get m equals 0 and m equals 3m minus 4 equals 0, which means m equals 4 over 3? Alright, and if that equals 4 over 3, you can go back to your original one. Sorry, that's it there. It's mx minus 1y equals 0. So then you just say 4 over 3x minus 1y equals 0. Multiply both sides by 3. Did anybody get 4x minus 3y equals 0? Okay, that's it there. Any questions? We also had the answer y equals 0 from earlier. So if you were to replace your m value with 0, you'd simply get y equals 0 when you rearrange this formula, so you get the same answer either way. Okay? Now, alright, once again, perpendicular distance formula, isn't it? So, okay, x1, y1 is 3 and 5. Rearrange this into 2x minus 1y plus 4 equals 0. This means your a value is 2, your b value is minus 1, and your c value is 4. Throw it all into the throw it all in, so you're going to get 2 times 3 minus 1 times 5 plus 4 all over the square root of 2 squared plus minus 1 squared. So you're given the centre of the circle and you're told that it touches one of the lines, so therefore the distance from that point to that line must be the radius of the circle. Okay. Anybody want to just give me the answer for it? What? Root 5. Just try it on the calculator, you get root 5. Okay. Find the equation of the circle, no bother. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So what do you think we get now? Anybody? Yep. H is 3, k is 5, radius squared, radius is root 5, radius squared must be 5. Done. Alright. Find the equation of the tangent of the circle at the point 1, 4. Do you guys use the big long equation in the log tables? Or do you guys just flip the slope? We'll take a photo here. How many of you just flip the slope? How many of you use the equation in the tables? None of you. Sorry. Grant. No bother. Right. So here's what you do. Right. You have a circle and you have the centre of the circle, which is 3, 5, and then it hits the circle has a point 1, 4 that's on the circle, and you want the tangent. You want this tangent here, okay? So we need to find the slope of the radius. So you need to find the slope of using the slope formula. You find the slope of this blue line. Does anybody just want to give me the answer for that slope? What? A half. Is everybody happy that I just used the slope formula and I got a half? Is that alright? This formula here, for those of you who aren't sure, slope is a half. What would be the slope of the perpendicular line then? Turn it upside down, change the sign. The slope of the perpendicular line will be minus 2. So you have an equation of the line, and if you have the equation of the line, you can do y minus x1, y1, so y minus 4 equals m, which is minus 2, and x minus 1. Okay, move everything to one side. I just get that. Alright. Grant, that's all I was asked to do today, so we'll stop it there.